What's up, boys? So, I'm not sure how I'm gonna start that. Pretty much, I did really like the format that I did last time for my YouTube. So I figured, why not make a fucking bootcamp mindset, alright? The Golads bootcamp, bro. That's how I'm viewing it, alright? Because I think, well, a lot of people recently, in like these past couple of months, they've been reaching out to me, like especially like some of my friends who have like a lot of problems, like people that I meet day to day who do have a lot of problems, and they always seems to always ask me about advice. How would I deal with those specific type of situation? And so, if a lot of people think that I have some good advice to be given, whether or not you like it or not, for me it's working, right? So I figured, why not make some videos about how I do the world, how I think, and how I deal with some stuff, right? Just like basically, just like how I set up my mental frame in these past couple of years to be as more proficient as I can be, and to be, or to set myself in the best frame possible to attain all of my goals. Right? So, as you can see on that YouTube title, it would be "It's All Your Fault." And why does that matter? You always need to keep yourself accountable because there's nobody that's gonna save you. There's nobody that will do the work for you, and so it all comes down to you. And why do I make that boot camp? Because it comes down to you and to your mindset. Your mind control everything. It controls your muscles, it controls how you think, and whether or not you like it, it controls how you react to specific stuff. So if you don't have the right mindset, well, you're fucking cooked. I'll say it really fucking simply. You're fucking cooked if you don't have the right mindset. A lot of people have a lot of goals for themselves, for their life, but they are not in the right mental state to achieve those goals. Like imagine you have like the same goal as me, become a millionaire. How can you become a millionaire if you're not even thinking you are a millionaire yet? Because if you don't think already as like the person that you should be and that you will be, well, you'll just never be that guy, right? Or even if it comes down and you become a millionaire, right? But your mental is not right. Your habits are trash. Everything that you're doing doesn't have really any sense. Well, you will not be a millionaire for a long time because you are simply not ready for that fact. You are simply not ready for the position that you are in right now. That's why it's so important to set your mind before becoming what you want to be. And so, by effect, if you already think that you're a millionaire, if you already think that you held yourself accountable every single fucking day, even if it's somebody else's fault, if you held yourself accountable, maybe you can learn something here, right? So that's why it comes down to it's all your fault. The situation that you are in today is completely and utterly your fault. The fact that your mother has some problems, it is your fucking fault because you are simply not working harder. You're giving yourself some excuses because you do not have the good mental frame. And in what way can that help you? Like I said, if you always think as if it is your fault, you will automatically um, process the information in a way that you need to learn something here. So then it will never happen again. It is quite simple, but a lot of people are just simply not doing it because a lot of people are just comfortable and even though like they have high goals, well, they want to be uh really normal. Like, oh, my goals might be a little bit too high. Like, how can I attain that? Well, of course, if you're not holding yourself accountable even on the way you think, how do you think you're gonna reach your goals? You're never gonna do that. And so by effect, it's all your fucking fault. Nobody will help you, bro. Somebody can give you all of the advice in the world. If you're not doing them and if you're not learning from them, well, you're cooked. You're just cooked. Once I heard a story of, I don't it was a long time investor, which was really quite successful in business otherwise. I'll try to find his name in the video. But he said that all of his life he's made some seminars with like 10,000 of people, right? And there's always two types of people. The most type of people there is some people who attain those seminars, and then they say, oh, I've heard all of this stuff before. Why? How come it will work, right? And so they just go along because I've heard it before. Cap, right? But then there's another guy who just comes and said, okay, if I learned all of those stuff before, that might be for a reason, right? If I tell you that book made me rich, and then for some reason you just don't fucking buy it, well, you just don't fucking want it, right? You just don't want it. If it works for me, how come you are in a place that you don't like and you can judge my action? You can, bro. You just fucking can. That comes down to another point that I always say: compare yourself to some people who actually matter. Don't compare yourself to a fucking loser, because you're gonna become a fucking loser, right? Compare yourself to a fucking winner. You will hold yourself accountable to become a fucking winner, right? So the next time that you have a hard situation, or that you're stuck in a place, or that you're just not satisfied with your day, anything, bro. Even if it's come down to your team, bro. Why did your team fucked up? Because you were the problem. If your team fucked up, you are the problem. Even if it's somebody else's fault, the fact that you just trust him, that becomes your problem. So it's always your fucking fault. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to play victim and say like, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. Of course you're not this and you're not that, bro. First of all, your mental frame is so fucking broken that you cannot even visualize what you want. You cannot visualize what the fuck you should be doing at that specific moment. So, do you really fucking want it or not? Right? You need to become accountable. You need to set the basis right and to say, okay, that is my fault. What can I learn from that specific situation? What can I change? What actually really fucking matters? And I promise you, if you always go with that vision of the world, you will start to see some things different than some other people. And that will also go with filtering those people. Okay? And so at the moment that you will start to see the world in a different view, because you held yourself accountable, like I said, and so you are a lot more severe with your action, just by defect the way you think, because you will always check how your mind reacts, even if it's negative or positive. You always have to analyze yourself, always, because like I said, it's your fault. It's your fault to be thinking like that. It's your fault to be doing that. Nobody's telling you to think like that. Nobody's telling you to do that, but you decide to do it, so it's your fault, right? And by effect, you will start to be fucking pissed at the world, because you will not be in a place that you want. You won't. Nobody's gonna understand you, and nobody will seem to be able to view the world as you are viewing it. Like some people, some fucking victim mindset will say, "No, it's not your fault. Don't think like that. It's not a healthy way to think." What do you know whether it's healthy or not? How the fuck do you know that? You have fucking bad habits, bad hygiene, You're not doing shit with your life. You have no fucking money. By the way, if you have no money, that is not a problem. That is not a problem. Just like you were born broke, that is not a problem. You just hit a financial crisis. That is not a real problem. The real problem is if you stay in that fucking place. That is the real fucking problem. Because if you stay in that place, that is your fault. It's not complicated, but for some people, it's so fucking complicated to just understand that, right? And some people are gonna get mad watching this. Some people are really gonna get fucking mad when you're gonna say like, "Yo, that guy like, uh, he's not right." Well, how do you know I'm not right? How do you know? Because from what I know, at the moment that I installed those specific bases in my mind, well, my life started to got a lot smoother, a lot better as well. Yeah, of course, there's some day where like I feel like fucking shit, but I don't feel like shit for a long time because I held myself accountable. So yeah, okay, you don't feel good today, but so what? Is that a reason to not be doing the work that you should be doing? No. Why? Because the place that I am right now, it's my fault. So it's completely my responsibility, your responsibility to change your life, to change your situation. And how do you start with that? Get your mindset right, get your environment right, and do the shit that is required for you to win. Don't go listen to that fucking hobo on the corner of the street to ask him for some money advice. He's not gonna have those. But for some reason, a lot of people are gonna give you every advice that they have, but they're either not doing it themselves or they are in the fucking place that you don't want to be. So why would I listen to you? Like if I want to be if I want to be a fucking chef in a restaurant, of course I'll listen to the advice of my chef, but I will not listen to the advice of the fucking boss boy who is a boss boy and not even working in the kitchen, right? It gets hot in the kitchen, boy. So you should be starting cooking, bro. That's the best way and the fastest way to become the best chef possible. That's all. So if you're a boss boy right now and you're not in the kitchen, that's your fault. Why? Because either you did not ask for that position, or either you just don't show enough interest for that position, or you're just simply not working hard enough. That's all. It is always your fault. Always. Your relation is fucked up. That might be somebody else's fault. He said that he nah nah nah. Well, trust me, if your relation was really really fucking strong, no matter what the other person says, it will go really really smooth. But that's not you though, because if that happens, well, I'm sorry, but I do that. That's the wrong person. It's completely utterly your fault. You're just maybe not fully committed to the relationship, right? So it's your fault by defect. It's your fault. And so I hope that might help some of you guys. That will be the first boot camp. I don't know for how long we've been filming. Yeah, okay, we've been filming for 13 minutes. What else can I say, bro? Um, yeah, some of y'all need to wake the fuck up a little bit, bro. Like, time is going by, bro. Time is going by so fucking fast. We are already at the second quarter of the year. What the fuck have you did, bro? Me, yo, I fucked up a lot of time, bro. But at least I tried. At least I tried. And I know it's my fault, but how can I correct that, right? I'm always working harder, harder, harder on the things that I need to be working on. Always. And if I don't, I'm just simply not satisfied, but at least I can hold myself accountable saying, yo, it's your fault. It's just your fault. So that would be the first boot camp. It's your fault. That's all. But on that note, you don't have to be so driven on the fact that it's your fault that it should be negative. No. You should view it as a positive thing. Because if you are one of those rare individual who can see who can judge himself, like just like if it was a third person view, right? If you are one of those rare individuals who can actually put that into practice and do it, you will have no reason to feel sorry for yourself because you know exactly what you will need to be working on. Of course, you're never going to have some perfect days. Nobody is perfect, but you can always perfect yourself. But you'll never be perfect though. Life is about learning. Life is a learning curve. You need to learn something every single day. But you cannot learn something every single day if you never try something new, if you never take a risk. There's a reason why taking a risk is so important because if you actually fail, that means that you actually tried something. And when you fail, you can learn something. If you always win, like let's say you were born a billionaire. You were born a billionaire. Well, that's gonna suck, bro. Why? Because first of all, you will never know the value about money. You will never know the value about hard work, and you will simply not be able to enjoy it fully because you will not um you were not born with um the consciousness of how it is to be fucking broke. See what I mean? And that goes through all the realms. And I think like whether you're a woman or a man, well, my videos will be mostly for men because I can speak for men, right? But if that can help a woman as well, a woman need to also be accountable for herself, right? But most of the time they're not. I'm not gonna lie to you, they're not most of the time. But they are a lot more emotional, which is all right. As a man, you will be emotional, of course, but you have shit to do because you are born with no value. You have absolutely nobody that will care for you. Even your mother will. Yeah, she loves you, but she will not sugarcoat you like every single day. No, she won't. Your mother has her own fucking problems. Your father as well. And if you're a disappointment to the both of them, well, that is your fault. It's not because I did not have the same opportunities. Well, guess what? Why did you not have those opportunities? Maybe you were not in the good place that you should have been. Maybe you were hanging out with some fucking losers that were not bringing you nothing. Maybe that's why you did not have the same opportunities. Maybe that's all, bro. That's why it's your fault. That's why it's your fault, bro. You're not changing to the source. You need to be changing to the source, to the fucking problem, bro. Because nobody's gonna help you, homie. Absolutely nobody's gonna help you. Even if you have a best friend, bro, trust me, bro. Trust me. Even if it's your best friend, well, at the moment that you're broke, you cannot live anywhere, you cannot fucking nourish yourself, you cannot do shit. Yeah, maybe he's gonna help you for the first week or so, but if you're not changing, trust me, he's gonna kick you out the fucking door, bro. Because you're not changing. And how can you change? By keeping yourself accountable, by always telling yourself, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. But that's not a bad thing that it's my fault. At least I can learn something from it. So always trying to learn something every single day. Every single day. And if you fail, well, that's a good thing. Because at least you tried something. At least you try something. So for some other people, you're gonna fail a lot of fucking times, bro. A lot of fucking times until you get one win, bro. But guess what? Guess what? For those specific people I'm talking about, maybe yo, it's been like 3 fucking years just like me, but you've been trying shit on and on and on and on and on, and nothing works. The school doesn't work. Your fucking job doesn't work, but you hate your fucking shit. To those specific people, I'm telling you, the moment you're gonna start to fucking win, you're gonna fly, bro. You are going to fly. Okay. It's just like for people like me, except by example, when I was in school, bro, I had to study. Like I remember, I was finishing school. Then afterwards, I went to a tutor for like 2-3 hours after school to study and to do my homework. To then go for the exam and have a fucking C, bro. C plus at most. See what I mean? I had to work double down 3 hours more than some other motherfuckers who would never study, never do shit. But then they came to the exam and had straight A's, bro. Well, that took a big hit on my mental, bro. But at the moment that I will start winning, at least I have that discipline build. I know the value of hard work, and I know that it's completely my fault. It's completely my fault. So, to those specific people, the moment I know right now it might be hard, bro. You might see some other people who are actually winning, and like even though like it seems like you are working the double amount of time that they are, well, once you win, you will be fucking unstoppable. Unstoppable. Yeah. So I hope that sits right with you. I'm not trying to be mean with nobody else. That is just a mindset that helped me become the guy that I am today. Now, I'm not successful for shit. Of course not. But I know it's coming though. I know what's coming to me. And the fact that I'm not successful yet, I know it's my fault. But I'm happy for that as well. Because the moment that I will be successful, I will have built that alter ego that is ready for those specific responsibilities, those specific stuff that he will need to be doing. And I put so much fucking hard work that I know what hard work actually means. And so by defect, um, I will be, I will be the right guy for all of those blessings, bro. All of those blessings. Blessings are coming, I guarantee you. If you always work, you keep yourself accountable, you say it's always my fault, what can I learn? You keep your mental straight, like I said. Your environment is really fucking important. Do not hang out with losers, you'll become the third one. If you all, it's just like if you only speaks about money. You only speak about money. Who are gonna get interested by that information? Well, people who want to speak about only money. So you will start hanging out with people who only thinks about money just like you. And those are the places that you want to be, because those are the places that you will learn what you want. Now, it doesn't have to be around money, of course. Like, so see, some people are just not money driven, right? But it goes back to the other example that I meant. If you want to become a good chef, well, work in the fucking kitchen, right? Be surrounded by chefs. It's so fucking simple. It's so fucking simple, but a lot of fucking people are just not doing it. And I don't get why. How come can you go through a whole life, 80 years plus if you're lucky, 80 years, and not accomplish anything that you wish you could have done? Some people, well, for my sake, I cannot envision some people who actually who went through their whole life leaving more on the table than what they actually ate. Some people went through their whole life without ever sitting inside of a Ferrari. Because all of those people are say, "Oh yeah, I'm not a materialistic person. I don't really want this, don't really want that." But they are the same people that like if they had the chance to drive one, well, they're not gonna say no, right? Who's gonna say no to that, bro? Who? I don't know. Somebody might be, but I know I'm not fucking with the guy for sure, bro. Like we're not gonna see eye to eye on the majority of things, right? And so I will wrap the video here. But if that can help some of y'all, being at fault is really not a bad thing. It's a bad thing if you're not able to act on it. You need to be able to filter the things that really matters, that you really need to be working on. keep yourself accountable, it's always your fault. By defect, you keep yourself accountable, it's always your fault. Your mental is going to change, your view is going to change, so your actions are going to change. Because if you don't change your mindset, your actions are never going to change. Always to try and view yourself as a third person. That's one of my best tricks. I always try and view myself as a third person, whether I'm alone or with somebody else. If I'm viewing myself in the third person, am I acting as main character or am I acting as an NPC? That is actually quite important, because if you're acting as an NPC, you're acting like everybody else, and so you're not being yourself. I really don't want to be like everybody else. I can't. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not that guy, bro. I cannot be satisfied by the same things as other people. I hate to waste a fucking day. I fucking hate that shit. And you should too. If you want to change, you should too. But where does that all start? It starts from thinking it's all your fault. Now, it's my fault that I'm here at that specific place, at that specific moment in my life. It's my fault. So, what can I change? What can I change to go from here to over there? If you try to apply what I just taught you guys, your life might change. But you have like to really digest what I'm saying. You have to really do something about it. And I'm not talking for months. No, I'm talking like maybe for years or so. Because you will never be perfect, but you can always perfect yourself. That is really, really important. And don't go around like, oh, I'm gonna try for a month. No. Decide I'm gonna apply that for the rest of my life. Until the moment that I don't need it anymore. But the moment that you don't need it anymore, it's so engraved in your DNA that you're gonna act on it no matter what. It's gonna become automatic, right? Just like making your bed every fucking day in the morning. At first, you'll never get why you're doing that. It's gonna piss you the fuck off, right? But after a year or so, it's gonna become so automatic that you will be able to replace that habit with a new one, because you're already doing it. Every time you wake up, you're already doing it. So it's just out of your mind. You're not even thinking about it, right? And so you will be able to replace that with another stuff. And that what is so powerful about changing your habits, changing your mindset, and always acting on it's all my fault. I did not do my bed this morning. It's my fault. I should have done it. I will do it right now. That's what I can change right now. Even if you will go to bed in like 10 minutes, just fucking do it, bro. Just fucking do it. And so in the morning, you'll be more accountable to do it as well. And in a year from now, it's already going to be done. You're not even going to think about it. So you'll be able to think about some other stuff. Oh, I need to do some stretching. By the way, doing some stretching in the morning is really, really good. Okay? I'll make another video on life habits if y'all want me to do it. But yeah, then that is gonna become automatic as well. So in your morning, you'll do your bed, you'll do your stretching. So now what? Now what? Always learn something. Always change your habit. Always do something. Always. Then you become fucking unstoppable. Fucking unstoppable. And since you're working harder than somebody else's who is already winning but is not doing the same amount of work that you are doing, they will have to be careful until you're coming up. Because the moment that you start to come up, you're gonna have so many fucking blessings, and you'll already be ready for that situation that you're chasing, that you're gonna fucking fly, my man. You're gonna fucking fly, bro. So I'll leave you guys at that. Have a W fucking day. Be accountable. Do not listen to people who do not have advice for you. And always be you. Don't forget the third person. Check yourself in third person. Analyze yourself. Analyze your thoughts. Why am I doing that? Why am I speaking like that? What caused me to be acting like that? What? Me. It's my fault. Your fault. Always your fault. So, with that said, have a W day, boys. Take care of yourself and be fucking better. That's all I'm gonna say. Peace out.